Hello, this is a tutorial of how to play my tune Joy Is You. So first off, we are in drop D tuning. So that's D, A, D, G, B, E. And it's basically in D major, this tune. So we're going to start off with the verse. The verse is mainly just two chords, so going between a D major and a kind of like a E kind of add 9 kind of thing. So the first voicing, this voicing kind of develops as this section comes back to have more notes in it, but it starts off just with a D, an A, so these two open strings, and then an F sharp and a B, so that's the third and fourth finger on the fourth fret on the D and the G string. And then we're going to just put our first finger on the second fret here, on the E and the A string, so that's playing an E and a B, because remember in drop D, so that's an E. So it's just those two. Now, the thing that makes this more funky is obviously the right hand picking technique. What I'm doing on my right hand, before actually playing it, I think it's quite important to just kind of internalize the kind of rhythm that I'm playing. So this is based off like a 12/8 rhythms that you hear a lot in, especially a lot of West African music, or all over the African continent, also in a lot of Afro-Cuban music as well. And when I say 12/8, I basically mean you're counting it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but each beat is split into 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And then the rhythm that I'm playing is kind of built out of those beats in there, like the patterns of those beats. So if we count that 1, 2, 3, 4, the rhythm that I'm plucking is basically like this. Bum bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's be good to try and like clap that and maybe see if you can tap your foot in time as well, just so you can really internalize this rhythm, because it will really help you to play it confidently. And yeah, if you're unfamiliar with these kind of rhythms, a good thing to look up would be the Bembe rhythm, which is kind of the basis of a lot of percussion-led music that you hear that comes from Nigeria, like Yoruba drumming stuff, and in a lot of Afro-Cuban music as well. And that rhythm is slightly more complicated than the one we're doing. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But once you can kind of internalize that, that's really going to help you with playing all of this kind of like 12/8 stuff. So back to the actual guitar playing. What I'm playing here, I'm going to do it really slowly with my right hand. So as you can see, I'm muting it a bit with my hand here, some of those notes. it's not set definitely how I'm doing it, but some of them I let ring out and some of them I kind of mute. And it's good to just kind of play around with your hand in that position and kind of get something that sounds good. And then also another thing to look out is that in the left hand is the hammer on. So as you can see, we're only playing these 4 strings. So up speed, it's like this. And obviously on the 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm hitting my hand down as well to give it kind of like percussive, almost kind of backbeat-y kind of thing. So in the second half of the verse is when we add the C sharp. So this is just adding 1 extra note into what we're doing, just to kind of like lift it up a gear. So the voicing is just the same, but just with this finger here. So I do a bar all the way across so that we can hear it here, and I'm also playing. So that's like so I go just for a little while. That's when I bring that in. So just for a little while. It's so true. Your innocence makes so much more sense than they do. It's so true. And then I go, yeah, just pluck that whole thing. And then we're into the chorus. And I like, usually I just kind of lead in with like something like that. And then here, the voicing is kind of like, I'm thinking this is kind of like a B minor-y, kind of B sus sort of thing. So that's like, I'm just putting my finger all the way across here, just playing this. So that's a B sus, but we start with a D in the bass. So our little finger on the 5th fret. So it's like. That's an A13 there. So I'm just playing it on the 5th fret, this is. The G there. C sharp, F sharp, and an A. And then the A in the bass here, open string. So I've got this finger all the way across. So, and I do different things on this A here. So that one is usually just that. And then the next chord, this is my favorite chord in this tune, is the like an E minor, kind of E minor 9 sort of thing. This chord, ooh, beautiful. So this is it's very influenced by like John Martin. I love this sound. And what's good about this as well, if you're thinking about songwriting, I've delayed putting in the minor 3rd of the E throughout the whole of this verse, and then you just hear it here. So because you know the the E chord before we were playing before. It doesn't have a third in it. But here, suddenly you've got this. It's like, oh, beautiful. Yeah, so here I'm putting my first finger all the way across the second fret. I've got this, my little finger on the G string. The D string. Up on a G here on the 5th fret, and my second finger on a D here on the 3rd fret on the B string. So playing a D there. So that's. So I do that hammer on. And I do that. So this is like what I'm doing here. I'm not always playing exactly the same thing, so I can't exactly like tell you exactly what to play, but it's all kind of based out of this do 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 with the plucking here. So I'm gonna repeat that around. I do that as well. I take off my middle finger so like it make it. So you're hearing this note here. So it makes it kind of like an E minor 6. So. I'm gonna sing the chorus just so you can hear it with it. As my thoughts go back to seashells, oh, there's a baby in the bluebells. The joy is. Then I go. So that's I'm putting my little finger on the 7th fret. That is. As the boss looks through the window and rejoices in the blood flow, the joy. So that's when I go, yeah. Or sometimes I go. So that's. That one, yeah, that's a little bit tricky. I do mess that up sometimes when I'm doing it live. So, yeah, if you can get that one down, then yeah, that's good work. So yeah, and then we have this little gap. Boom. The joy is you. And I usually do a little pickup there with my right hand. So yeah, it's also important to maybe know that I am using all of my fingers on this. I'm using my little finger to pluck as well. So I'm gonna play this slowly. And as my thoughts go back to seashells, oh, there's a baby in the bluebell. The joy. it one more time, okay? Really slowly. And as my thoughts go back to seashell. Oh, sorry. Try that again. 3, 4. And as my thoughts go back to seashell. Oh, no, there's a baby in the bluebells. The joy. As the bus looks through the window, then rejoices in the blood flow, the joy, yeah. The joy is you. Okay, now we're in the verse. Yeah, now we're in the second verse. And this is when we unleash the full voicings of this D major thing, and this kind of E add 9 thing. So the first voicing is, we're now using these 2 fingers on here, but the same notes. So that's on the 4th fret on the D and the G string, so that's a F sharp and a B, like before, and then a C sharp, and then an A with our little finger up here on the 5th fret. A very kind of ethereal voicing, and then we're doing a bar all the way across the 2nd fret, and we've got our 3rd finger and 4th finger still like on these 2 notes that we were doing before, the F sharp and the B, but we're playing then the rest of them you're hearing is just from this. It's a little bit of a stretch, like, yeah, a little bit of hard work on the left hand, but you're moving them quite fast. You're not holding it on for too long. So it's exactly the same as what we were doing before with the right hand, but this time we're using all 4 fingers. So I hope that is fairly self-explanatory. So next up, there's another chorus, which we've already done, and then we're gonna go into the outro section, kind of bridge section, whatever it is. So I'm gonna go into this from the end of the chorus. Shoulders were all held. Come rain or come shine, because they can't provide themselves. Okay, cool. So let's just start going through that bit. So that first chord is, and So that's kind of a thing, that kind of boom, ding, boom, blah. I do that quite a lot through this. And this as well. The ba-do, blah, blah, ba-do, blah, blah, do, do. That's quite often a filler little thing in this. Kind of between when I've gone boom, 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 blah, then I'll go. Because a lot of these things, you know, it's not exactly the same every time I do it. So I'm just going to kind of show you some of the general things I do. So this next chord is an F sharp minor 11. So we've got that on the 4th fret on the low string, and then that, so all on the same fret, and then first finger here, and then the highest two will be open, and then I do that pulling off my little finger there to play an open D. So let's and I remember when and I remember when blah, blah. Our shoulders were all we held. So it's the same two chords here again. And then we're going to go up to this D major thing. Ain't no gonna shine. So I think I played this differently on a couple of the different versions of this. So, but what I did then, I mean, I generally am playing the same voicings, just like the rhythm of how I play it might be different. But so this is on the 7th fret. These two fingers are. This is on the 6th fret, and then the little finger up here on the 9th fret. Nice D major 7 voicing. And then it goes to a D6-9 voicing. So that's doing a little bar here on the 4th fret. And then with this finger here on the 5th fret. So the normal voicing for this would be like, well, you've got the D down here. So, and then the next two are just variations of those two. So it's just, so without the little finger up there, but the same as the first one. And then same as the second one, but just not playing this, not playing it, so. It's very similar to the voicing in the verse. This is a D6, so that's on the 4th fret, and then on the 3rd fret here, and then we just move it down to the 7th, and then I put up my little finger, so we've got that same voicing as we have in the verse. Cool, so that's gonna rain or gonna shine. Yeah, and then the color flow through your eyes. That is C sharp minor 9. So I'm playing it 4th fret. First finger there on the 2nd fret, and then 4th finger's doing a across those on the 4th fret, and then it's a C major 7, well major 13 actually, because it's got this 6 up the top here, So that's on the 3rd, 5th, 4th, 5th, 5th, like that's going across 2 there. And then B minor 9. So that's the same as up here, but you're playing, so you got this one open. You got your finger across there. The colors flow, your. Yeah, so. I thought today can't provide ourselves, so let this feeling live on. So it's the same as the beginning. Sometimes on this chord I take off my middle finger to give that's an E minor 6. So let this feeling live on. Through youth and joy and laughter. So the same again. That was, and then this is a variation on that D major thing. Do that thing. So up here, here's the 12th fret. So it's the same as that voicing that we were playing down here, but all the way up here, 12th fret, 11th, 12th, 14th, and then we're gonna go here. 6/9 kind of major 7-y kind of thing. So that's doing that's a bar, and then putting this here. I'm playing the D down here. I'm playing the D, the bottom D on all of these. And then it's the same as before. It's just like a variation without the top note. So. These ones we've seen before in the previous bit. So. And then the same again. Through your eyes and leave with your smile. But the only thing different there is there's one bar before it goes back. So. The E minor there, E minor 9. They leave with your smile. And then this is just the same as the beginning of this section. And here you can just go around these. I generally do them quite short on those, on the recorded versions, but live, when I'm just playing this, I like to string it out because it's quite nice. They leave with your smile. Yeah. So that's basically the whole tune. I suppose what would be helpful now is if I play a version of the song, and you can just look at what I'm doing with my hands. So yeah, just to remind you, like, when I'm explaining this, I might not be telling you exactly what to do, like what I'm doing in the recordings, because I don't play it the same every time. There is an element of improvisation in this always, but I'm giving you the basis to do all of those things and to play what I'm doing in the recordings, basically. So I would say, if anything is slightly different, your hands will be in the right place to play it, but maybe you can refer to the recording as well if you want to, or just do your own thing with it as well, yeah, so I'm going to play the whole thing now. To smile, to belong and nothing else, just for a little while. So true, your innocence makes so much more sense than they do. It's so true. And as my thoughts go back to seashells, although there's a baby in the bluebells, the joy. The past looks through the window, then rejoices in the blood flow, the joy. The joy is you. His feeling so real, feeling so far with yourself and myself, and no, we really are. You're so young, revolving in a bubble with everyone. And as my thoughts go back to seashells, although there's a baby in the bluebells, the joy. And as the past looks through the window, then rejoices in the blood flow, the joy. The joy is you. And I remember when our shoulders were all we held. Come rain or come shine, I thought we'd take care of ourselves. This feeling live on. For youth and joy and laughter, the curtains low. on, then leave it on, then leave it on, then leave it on. So there you go. I hope that's helpful. I think it's important to just remember, yeah, this is all quite it's loose in a way, like it's set what I'm playing in terms of the chord voicings and like some of the rhythms that I'm playing with my right hand, but there's also room for variation as well. So if you're looking to play exactly what I'm doing on the recordings, I would definitely refer to those as well. And from what I've showed you now, you should have the basis to be able to do that. But also, you know, try doing your own thing with it. Like, I would love to hear what you guys come up with, what variations you do or whatever. Yeah, have fun with it. All right, nice one, yo. I hope you enjoy playing around with this. See ya.